Hello to all fantasy football owners out there that are seeking me for advice on maybe some sleepers. This one's about fantasy football sleepers, in my opinion, that I have, and I would like to share my opinions to you, and hopefully maybe you take some advice. It's free advice. Maybe you can look into it at least, and maybe I can help you win champion. My first sleeper, I'm going to start with quarterbacks, and my first sleeper is Jake Locker. He's good for a late round pick. I wouldn't waste a high pick, of course, on him, but he's a late round. And if you want someone that can fill in for, maybe you have Aaron Rodgers, maybe he can fill in for Aaron Rodgers on a bye week, or you get that starting quarterback, you just need someone to fill in for that week. Jake Locker's a very good pick. He's very conservative. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's had 3 games that he's played with extended play, and he doesn't have an interception. He has 4 touchdowns. He's going to hover around 50% completion percentage as a senior. Kenny Britt is also only suspended for that game, so he's going to have a target. And Kendall Wright is a very highly thought of prospect that they have starting wide receiver with his absence. He does have good legs. That's one bonus that he does. He can get out of trouble. He did it in college as well. For Washington, he was able making an option. I wouldn't say he's going to run an option, but with Chris Johnson there, they have the ability to change things up because they have to watch him because he's going to have Chris Johnson's always that threat that you want to watch, even though he had a little bit of a down year last year. He's always someone that you're going to focus on, and Jake Locker is going to have a good year, especially since he's starting for Tennessee right now. As long as he stays starting for Tennessee all year long, he's a very good sleeper pick at quarterback. We will go to running backs now. My first sleeper for running backs is Michael LaShore. He plays for Detroit. He is suspended, however, for the first 2 games of the year for off-field marijuana use. But he is going to be good for late rounds, of course, sleepers. But Jahvid Best is on the PUP list to start the year, so therefore he's going to be out for at least 6 weeks. He could actually end up being out for the rest of the year if not cleared to play by Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell's actually got to be the one to clear him. But he will be starting. They say he could have a very good chance of starting whenever he comes back week 3. He will be back. Kevin Smith's going to get the carries week 1 and 2, but the problem with that is if you take Kevin Smith in the draft, is his leg is messed up, his ankle, I believe, and he's injury prone a lot. And if he doesn't produce, LaShore in week 3, he's already got a chance to start. And especially if Smith doesn't start, he's going to be put right in there. And the bonus to getting someone like LaShore is the fact that Stafford is a very, very heady. He likes to pass to his running backs if necessary. Best was very good last year at the beginning of the year. Before he got that concussion again, he got a lot of receiving yards. LaShore is a bigger back, more of a power guy. I think he's about 230, 240, something in that area. And he's going to get carries. Also, he's going to spread the offense with guys like Calvin Johnson and Brandon Pettigrew are going to spread that offense out, and he's going to get a lot of carries there, especially in goal line situations as well, because they're going to be more focused on the passing game of the Lions and anything. And he, like I said, a very good heady pick at the end of the rounds to start to draft Michael LaShore, and he could start, like I said, by week 3. My other running back that I have here, if you don't know him, his name is Robert Turbin. He was drafted by Seattle. He's a good pick. He's a big back. Like I said, especially in the 12-team league, I wouldn't take him till maybe the last 2 rounds. Sometimes he's even a free agent after the draft, but I would look at this guy's way very much so. He's a great fit for Seattle for Tom Cable's zone blocking scheme. Very, very good runner. He's a big bruiser. He's a big back. He's gonna pound it. And I know I know you're thinking that, well, Marshawn Lynch is there right now. He's a starter. Lynch is starting right now, but he has some off-field problems that could interfere with his starting time and could get suspended. As I said with LaShore, he got suspended for the off-field problems for 2 games. But Lynch could get suspended as well. He's not looking like it, but if he continues the path that he's going, he could get suspended. And LaShore could, or Turbin could be put in in the lineup as a starter if he ends up getting suspended. He's get you touchdowns. He's going to be a goal line guy too. He's going to give a break also to Lynch during the season. So I would definitely look his way for as like maybe your 5th running back if you want to hold on to someone that you want to start in case of the suspension if Lynch would end up getting suspended. All right. Excuse me. Now we go to wide receivers. My first sleeper at wide receiver is a kid by the name of Titus Young. If you don't know him, he is the wide receiver out of Detroit, and he's now slotted as a number 2 guy. He's now put as the number 2 guy in the lineup next to Calvin Johnson. There's a few reasons why this kid's going to have a good season. Number 1, he was played well last year. He got a good taste last year. Number 2, Calvin Johnson is a beast. We all know why they call him Megatron. He's almost unstoppable. Number 3, if you believe in the things, he is on the cover of Madden. So if you're a part of a believer, Titus Young could get a whole lot of catches this year. But he's in a pass-happy offense. He's going to get a lot of work. He's fast. He's not as tall as Calvin Johnson, of course. He's faster, and he's going to get a lot of more of a points per reception as well. Calvin Johnson's going to take those points per receptions a lot, and he's gonna stretch a field. And Young, I mean, they're going to work very well together. Young's going to get a lot of balls thrown to him this year. He's a very good late round pick. A lot of people don't consider him a top wide receiver, and he's going to be a good late round pick if you want a number 2. He could be number 1 on a lot of teams, but he's now slotted as a number 2 guy for them. So look Titus Young's way. And the second wide receiver I go with is Jonathan Baldwin. Now he was drafted by Kansas City last year. They drafted him pretty high. They want him to be the guy that goes up and gets it. I myself saw him. I don't know if you can see my jersey here, but it's Pitt. I watched Jonathan Baldwin play in Pitt. Very, very good size, very good jumping ability. He likes to go up and get some big catches. But the main reason why I say to look at John Baldwin's way, and it's for a couple reasons. Number 1, Dwayne Bowe was late coming into camp in preseason, so Baldwin's a little more sharp. And if you're in keeper leagues, Baldwin's on the last year of his deal. Dwayne Bowe's on the last year of his deal. So he signed the franchise tag earlier, and Baldwin is gonna get a lot of looks if Dwayne Bowe ends up going, so he could be number 1 maybe next year or year after. So Baldwin's a very good sleeper this year. I think he's gonna get a lot of catches. There's the offense. I mean, even Jamal Charles is hurt, so coming off that injury, so there's going to be a lot of upside to Baldwin. There's not much downside to him. So if you can maybe use a late round pick to get someone like Jonathan Baldwin, he is going to have a good year. Tight ends. Now, his first guy, I don't know if you really consider him a sleeper. In my opinion, I do. Dallas Clark, coming off the injury, not playing with Peyton Manning anymore. But he's playing in Tampa Bay, and he's number 1 in Tampa Bay. And I believe Josh Freeman's going to have a pretty decent year this year. Josh Freeman looked Kellen Winslow's way a lot last year. And Dallas Clark is just going to take right in for Kellen Winslow was. And I think Clark's going to be a good safety valve for Freeman. In there, especially now that Vincent Jackson is in Tampa Bay, it's going to put less pressure on Dallas Clark to do it. And Mike Williams is supposed to have a good year this year. So you got 2 big wide receivers on the outside who's going to draw most of the coverage, and Dallas Clark is there. And they got a decent run game, too, with Doug Martin and LeGarrette Blount. So you got Dallas Clark's going to be the wild card in that offense. So I would look Dallas Clark's way as a tight end late rounds. I mean, he's a good guy to slot into a flex maybe. So he's there. And last but not least, I have Coby Fleener. Now, a lot of people won't take Coby Fleener because he's a rookie, he's playing in Indianapolis, but the combination between Andrew Luck and Fleener is going to be awesome this year due to the fact that if Luck gets into trouble, he's going to look at a guy that he looked through college, his whole college career. He knows what Fleener does. The chemistry between those two is outstanding. He's just it's a safety valve, Fleener, and he's gonna look him most ways than not, especially with Reggie Wayne being the main factor out there in Indianapolis. It's Reggie Wayne, and then I believe Fleener's gonna be that number 2 option for him, if not one Fleener to Wayne. So I go Fleener there. So I will recap my sleepers for you all, and just let you know that this is who I believe is gonna have some good year here. So. At quarterback, I have Jake Locker as my sleeper there. Running back, I have Michael LaShore, and then I have Robert Turbin. Wide receiver, I have Titus Young and Jonathan Baldwin. And then at tight end, I have Dallas Clark and Coby Fleener. Those are my sleepers for this season, the 2012 season in the NFL. And I hope I helped you, and maybe you will use my information to help win a championship, and good luck to all out there.